Hello, I'm TheZOMBIEJ. It's time to have a serious talk about Lego and Bionicle. I originally did a video, I think it was earlier this year or last year, talking about, well, obviously in a different room, on the couch, talking about how, well, the fact that, there was a question that needed to be asked and answered, and I answered it. Does Lego hate Bionicle? At the time I said, I don't think so. And my reasoning was, if they did hate Bionicle, they wouldn't have given it to us in the first place. Well, based on some conversations I've had with some of y'all probably on YouTube, and from my own assessments and research, and, critical thinking about this company, I am reversing my opinions on this. Lego has definitely tried their hardest to forget about Bionicle and just sweep it under the rug and just forget about it. They don't care about it anymore. It doesn't sell anymore. Well, despite what we like to believe, the higher-ups don't care. Step number one, Lego canceled it in 2010 due to sagging sales. That's all they give a crap about is the sales. Step two, they brought it back for 2 years, planned. Never had a third year planned. No, there's no evidence of it at all. And because of subpar sales and only the true fans were actually buying it, not the elitist ones. I have every single G2 Bionicle. They sabotaged G2 so that it would fail. They took half the budget, basically, poured those over to the Star Wars CCBS sets, and you know what? That's exactly what happened. So they sabotaged Bionicle, steering the kids away from Bionicle because they didn't believe it would sell. They steered them in the direction of the Star Wars CCBS sets. Well, it goddamn bloody worked. Then they canceled it. G2. Step number 3. They had the audacity to include Bionicle in some form in the 90 Years of Play set as a little googly-eyed monstrosity, which I still have over there. That is a poor representation of Bionicle in that set. I made a video alone on that thing. Go check it out. It's in black and white, but still. In 2023, the next step was, in 2023, they decided to, try to boost their sales for that part of 2023, end of January sales, by releasing the Tahoe and Takua gift with purchase, which is vastly better than the little googly-eyed monstrosity. But the reasoning behind this gift with purchase was not to please the Bionicle fans, no. It was just simply to boost their sales for the end of January of 2023. And you know what? It worked because we bought it anyway. We bought $100 worth of stuff. I got city sets. I took those to the minifig shop because I didn't need them. But there were still some people that were crying foul over this, and you know what? Rightfully so. Because their logic behind this gift with purchase, they're like, oh, this'll please the Bionicle fans. They're idiots. They'll give us money anyway. Fuck you, Lego. It did not please everybody. It did please some people, myself included, enough to at least warrant videos. It's a nice little tribute, but it's nowhere near enough. The next step, in 2025, this year, because of their legal team, they had to force a cancel of a fan game, Mastic Power. Originally from Team Konohi, now known as Unmasked Games. Those videos are delisted. They're not deleted, they're delisted. I know because the demo trailer that was released a couple years ago is in my likes playlist. So, there's that. Well, you could just find all the Mask of Power stuff on the Internet Archive anyway, so there you go. The next step is, well, having every single movie, every single reproduction, I guess, including restoration projects and HD 4K 1080p versions of the three Miramax films removed from YouTube, the archive, and wherever else, Vimeo, whatever. Now, it probably wasn't directly Lego doing this. No, it was fakers that were. I made a video about this. These fakers were referring to them as Lego Group in all caps, which is not the legal way to say the Lego Group, you morons. So, it was pretty suspicious, these takedowns. And so, it led me to believe that Lego secretly hired a team of fakes to have this done. Who knows what's gonna happen next with Quest for Matanui, with Ignition 3, with all this other fan stuff. Great projects that are coming down, being taken down, destroyed, dreams are crushed, and people are brought to tears because Lego are possessed simply with corporate greed. If it doesn't make them money, it shouldn't make anybody money, even if it wasn't intended to make money in the first place. Mask of Power being cancelled was a huge blow to the community. But all this other stuff, wow. What a shit show this has been. So after reflecting on all this earlier, I've came to the conclusion, and of course after talking with some of y'all, Lego, do you hate Bionicle? The new answer is in fact yes, because look at everything that has happened since Bionicle's inception. Well, first of all, there were executives that did not like Bionicle. They did not think this would sell. They did not think it was going to do anything. And look what happened. It skyrocketed. It got immensely popular with boys, girls, everyone. And it was a sensational theme. It's their best theme. It really was. And yet some of these executives were just being dicks because they're just wrong. And so, a new question must be asked. Why does LEGO hate Bionicle? Because of its popularity. Because of its culture of a fan base. Bionicle is not just a theme. It's not just a LEGO theme. It's not just a franchise. It is a culture in on itself. LEGO, Bionicle has a cult fan base. And we all worship it. But some of us recognize the flaws within it. And that's why we try to ignore the elitists. And go by our own accord. Because Bionicle means a lot to us. As we grew up in the 2000s. And on to the year 2010, which is where the last sets were released. The stars. The story could have been finished. It could have ran for 20 years, but LEGO wouldn't let that happen, no. LEGO was not going to let it last for 20 years. We were lucky to have Bionicle last for the 10 years that it did. 9 or 10 years, whatever. But it would have been nice to see where Bionicle would have gone had it last for the 20 years that it was planned for. But LEGO would not do that. They would not let it happen simply because of sales. Sales sagging. Back then, at the time, the sales were okay. But they were able to bring back Bionicle because the numbers in those later years were still alright. But since G2 sold so poorly, they had to cancel it after the Journey to 1. And those final 6 or so minutes of Journey to 1 just, wow. So disrespectful, it's not even funny. It's insulting, it really is. The fact that LEGO basically doesn't care about Bionicle, basically hates Bionicle at this point. Do they have any respect for their own IP? I don't think so. At this point, why should we care? Because we're fans. We're fans of this franchise. We're fans of this theme. It's no longer on LEGO to make Bionicle great. It is our duty, our destiny, to be united and carry Bionicle on to generations to come. We are the future of Bionicle, not LEGO. Fuck LEGO at this point. They're not helping anyone, even themselves. They keep teasing us, too. With little bits here and there of Bionicle. References. And whatnot. In some sets. But they're not bringing it back. No! They're not gonna bring it back, even after the whole gift with purchase debacle. After the whole, you know, the poor sales of G2. And, of course, the death of G1. As a fan, I feel disrespected. But my feelings don't matter to them. Our feelings don't matter to the corporate cunts. Because all they are chasing is the almighty dollar. That's all that matters to them. Because they're a corporation. The company has to sustain themselves, I get that. But at the same time, care less about the money and more of the quality of the sets you are releasing. Care about your customers, not yourselves. You see what I'm saying? So yes, LEGO does hate Bionicle. They don't care about it at all. If they could, they would have it buried. But legally, I don't think they can do that. But, you know. I mean, there are still LEGO resale shops like the Minifig Shop and whatnot. What's next? Are they going to have them put out of business and then cut off their ties with retail chains like Walmart and Target, and then we'd have to buy all our Lego sets from Lego stores at the mall? Hell no, I'm not doing that. I don't want anything to do with that. Lego, if you do that, you've already lost my respect. Well, you lost it tenfold at that point. Legally, I don't think they can do that anyway. So, the retail chains are still going to sell the Lego sets. That's all there is to it. As for the resale shops, those are going to stay in business no matter what. So, what's next? Lego's gonna keep trying to push Bionicle out of the public eye, but after every blow they struck at us as a community, as fans, as beings of our own humanity, the legend still grows within our hearts. It still holds a place in our hearts and minds. And we won't forget it. It is an unforgettable theme, regardless as to what some people may think. It is a Lego theme. It is Lego. It's not something 100% different. Some people have claimed that Bionicle is not real Lego. Have you even built a Bionicle set? Have you even looked at the play sets? Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. At least Galador is not compatible with Lego. That's something completely fucking different. But still. So, in conclusion, Lego does hate Bionicle. I revoke my opinions and thoughts in that last video of when I said I don't think so. Go watch that video if you haven't already. It's in the list and topics playlist, I think. And if you have watched that video before watching this one, what do you think? What do you think about this topic in general? And I do apologize for the computer whining like a little bitch in the background, but it's old and it does that. As for the fan-created media, keep doing what you're doing. At some point, someone's gonna have to take Lego to court over this, because legally there has to be some way to stop them from trying to bury Bionicle. Sadly, I don't think there's enough voices that are being heard, and that's a shame. So, I propose a toast to the celebration of Bionicle and a drink of tea. Let's celebrate while we still can. Lego's not going to celebrate it because they're dicks, obviously. They won't bring it back simply because it won't bring them sales. Even if it ends up at #1 on the vote for the GWP of next year, 2026. They'll avoid it. They're going to avoid it somehow. They're going to cheat that vote, and they're going to go with the second place one. And that's just fucking wrong. Hopefully, Lego will change their ways and actually consider Bionicle a viable theme again. Because right now it's not for them. For us, it is 100% viable. Bionicle lives on through us, the community. And that's respectable. Lego doesn't respect that. Because they're dicks! I like to think that Lego at least thought that Bionicle was important to them at one point. But since the downfall of G2, since G2 was such a colossal failure for them, it's the first theme to 100% fail? Even though there was some sets were being bought by some of us, not all of us, and to a small minority of kids, it still failed. Was this the first Lego theme to 100% fail? I don't think so, but I could be wrong. Let me know. Bionicle is no longer important to Lego. They replaced Bionicle with Ninjago, let's be honest, in terms of the importance scale. Ninjago is now an evergreen theme, much like Bionicle was for a time. But Bionicle's been pushed out of the way, and Ninjago is now hailed as the longest running theme since Bionicle G1. That's a scary thought. To think that Ninjago, a system-based theme with some ball joints because of, like, the dragons, is more of an evergreen theme than Bionicle? Fuck you, Lego. They replaced Bionicle with Ninjago, and that is stupid. And right now it doesn't make sense for Lego to cancel Ninjago because it's still making the money and that's all they give a fuck about. So, what do we do now at this point? Keep celebrating Bionicle and do it to your own accord. Let Lego be the way they are, because eventually it's going to come down on them. And they will have no choice but to submit to the power of the Great Spirit and to the Bionicle legend that they once supported, despite some executives not liking this idea. And what am I going to do? I'm still celebrating. I will continue to celebrate Bionicle G1, G2, whatever. Basically until I'm dead. Until the day I die. I will be a Bionicle fan until then, and I will be a Bionicle fan even in the afterlife. Bionicle means a lot to me. My childhood heroes, yes. They are well-written characters, and I just love them. They're fantastic. Golly is my favorite Toa. My favorite great mask is the Cow Cow. And, well, I have other favorite Toas. Well, as you can see back there, Toa Metru. My favorite Toa Metru is Nokama. My favorite Toa Hordika is Nokama. My favorite Toa Naika is Holly. My favorite Toa Mari is Holly. And, well, my favorite Stars set is Takanuva. My favorite Toa Nuva set is Gali Nuva. My favorite Taraga set is Nokama. And you get what I'm saying. So Bionicle lives on through us, not through Lego. We are the legend. Let's keep the legend alive as best as we can while dealing with Lego's bullshit. It's hard to support Lego anymore by buying their shit. Given their actions, they're revolting against Bionicle and all the other bullshit that they've done. Don't buy a Lego set at a Lego store or at a retail chain. Buy it at a resale shop. Because that money's not going to Lego. No. It's going to keep that store in business, keeps the lights on, and keeps them operating. That I support. Not Lego. Anyway, this video's longer than it should be, but I had a lot to say, and I needed to say it. And I thank y'all for watching. And of course, black tea is my favorite tea. That was random, but whatever. Anyway, I'll be back tomorrow with another video, so stay tuned. I'm TheZOMBIEJ. I'll see you folks there. Have a good fucking day, and peace.